Probably ought to get me a real microphone if I'm going to start recording over these. But I just wanted to show you real quick that this little BX25D with the backhoe can dig with the best of them. I don't know. It works for me. This is a tractor I need right here. I don't need anything bigger. I'd probably get in trouble with something bigger. This is going through a driveway that's probably 40 years old, and this gravel's really, really hard. Here's my expert backing up without, turning the seat around. I'm not very good at this. I'm not a backhoe operator in any way. I kind of suck at doing all this. But this little backhoe, he's going through probably, 2 foot of gravel there. It's really hard packed gravel. It's been there for probably 40 years. And this little backhoe is just, you can't take a bucket full every, scoop. You can't just go in there and get a bucket full and pull it up. But you scratch that gravel off little bit by little bit, and it'll work. It'll go through this driveway. That really wasn't a bad job at pulling it forward there with the backhoe, pushing it forward with the backhoe. But it gets worse as the video goes on. I'll probably just edit that one out. Right there is the weakness of this backhoe, in my opinion. It cannot scoop that gravel, push it side to side. It can't push dirt side to side. It can't push anything side to side. But you see how when I tried to push it, it moved me off my line. So I moved myself back over here. Get lined up. I'm not a professional electrician or anything by any means, but we didn't draw a chalk line or paint on the gravel a straight line. I'm just digging a line, straight line by side. I don't care if it's a little crooked. I'm going to bury an electric line and some conduit. Comes out of that white barn right there above the ladder. And yeah, I'm probably 3 foot deep here all the way. Maybe deeper in spots, but there again, I'm not trying to be exact about this. I'm only able to take off just a little bit off the top of each one of these scoops because this gravel is so hard. I wouldn't say it's concrete, but it's close. So I'm just putting the gravel on this side and the dirt will be on that side. Trying to put it back together as good as possible without getting some more gravel. I have to scrape away that side and then scrape away this side. But see, there's a good scoop. But like I said, that gravel is probably 2 foot deep. It's old gravel. It's had a lot of farm machinery driving over it over the years. Here's that weakness I was talking about. Just, it doesn't want to push side to side. I can push this much gravel, but any more than that, it just doesn't want to push side to side. Like I couldn't push that big pile back there. Couldn't push that at all. We're going from, the electricity will go from that white barn right there that you see where the ladder is. It'll go all the way across the driveway, or underneath the driveway, we better say. And it'll go over to another barn where there's a fuse box. And then from there, we'll be able to take that electric out to the sawmill shed. And that's the whole goal here, is getting out to the sawmill shed. Right now I have this line right here that's under the ground here is just a really small, maybe 12 gauge line, ran to the shed just to get me lights and maybe plug in a battery charger or something in that other barn. But it's not big enough to hold the whole fuse box, power the barn, power a skill saw, power an air compressor in that barn. You can't do all that. So I'm going to run a big line here to the next shed, and then from the next shed I'm going to go off that and get me over to the sawmill shed. Right now the sawmill shed, all it's got is lights, and I can do a battery charger or something in there too, but I could maybe run a skill saw or something off that, but you don't want to put an air compressor on it. You don't want to put 2 or 3 skill saws on it and all that. And from the sawmill shed, after I get electric to the sawmill shed, then I'm going to put a box out there also, and I'm going to run power to fans to power a solar kiln and to power a wood-fired kiln out there too. I'm going to need a blower for that. So I'm going to be running a lot of fans, an air compressor, maybe even a welder out there. I don't know. I'm hoping. So I need a big power line for that sawmill shed, and this is just an easy way for me to get it out there without calling in a professional electrician. Although the guy on the ladder right there is a professional electrician. He's just, I'm just not hiring him to do it. He's just a good friend. So it's going to be done correctly, except for my digging here. Now we're getting into some dirt, and in this dirt I can take off a bucket full of this dirt. It's hard. This dirt's still hard, compacted dirt, but I can get a full bucket in here. This is not your big backhoe channel where you just go in there and scoop dirt. This is a Joe Blow using a backhoe. I don't do this for a living, obviously. You can tell that just from the operating, but I'm just trying to show that anybody, just a normal homeowner, can buy this little BX and run it through his gravel driveway without a problem. It takes some time. I mean, it took me like an hour to dig this whole trench, and I won't bore you with that whole hour's worth of digging. But once you get going in this dirt, it just goes right through it. It's not like hiring a mini excavator to do it. That's a lot faster. That's their purpose. That's all they do is dig. But you throw the backhoe in this little BX, and it'll handle it. It'll just take you a little bit longer to do it than an excavator or a professional backhoe or anything like that. But that's a good 3 feet right there in the ground, and didn't take very long at all. So I guess that's what all I wanted to show you was this BX25 D may not have been made for big professional excavators. Here we go, moving forward, and I messed this up pretty bad. Maybe. Yeah, you can't see how bad I messed that up, but that's good. But I'm not a professional at that either. Like I said, I just do that because it's a learning curve for me. I want to learn how to do that, and I just keep messing it up, so eventually I'll get it. I didn't cut that out, by the way. That was just where the video ended, and I just started. Move the camera over here. But we're going right into that white barn right there. Right across this hard packed driveway. Again, just taking little scoops right off the top of that. And you have to run the backhoe at 2,500 RPMs, and always run it higher than that. I run it about 3,000 RPMs, maybe even a little bit over. It works faster, works better. Hydraulics work better. So I'll let you hear some of this. Here's some of the noise of the BX here. I'll get off here and quit rambling on and on and on. But there I'm just taking a little bit off the side of the driveway so that the gravel doesn't cave into the hole. I don't want to fall back into the hole and then having gravel in my dirt in my gravel. But like I said, there's a good depth of gravel there, and the BX does a real good job going right through it. I just wanted to show you that it can be done. You can get you through your gravel driveway with a BX. It's just not a fast process. Alright, I'll let the noise of the tractor drown you out for a couple minutes here. So don't forget to like and subscribe here. Now's a good time. It's always a good time. Anyway, we're going to get into, see that big tree right behind me? We're going to get into some big tree roots right back there as we head to the left side of that shed. Left side of the opening of that shed door. The fuse box is right on the wall on the inside of that shed. And so we got to go through a lot of tree roots right there at the opening of that shed. And I'm going to do a video about that too. I've got one already ready. And with that, I'm just going to leave you with, there's one more move in here. It's actually not too bad of a move either on moving the BX forward without turning your seat around and doing all that happy crap. It just takes practice, and like I said, I'm not good at it. But you can see how the sound of that tractor whining is different going through this dirt than it is going through that gravel. Going through that gravel is a lot harder on it than going through that dirt, although the dirt was hard. Alright, I'll leave you with this little one last move, and then I'll get off here and we'll go on to the tree root video instead of digging all the way across that driveway.